Browns continuing preparations for the Saints here on a Wednesday, which is actually a Thursday as it is a Saturday game, and some injuries we're keeping an eye on. Myles Garrett, Mary Kay, still not out at practice. He's dealing with an illness. And Nick Chubb, who is dealing with a foot injury, and Nick Chubb does not take days off practice, missed his second straight day of practice. Jadeveon Clowney also remains in the concussion protocol. He was not out of practice. So some injuries to watch here as the Browns go into this game.
Yeah, they still have a few days. They have another full practice tomorrow, which is Thursday. The game is, of course, on Saturday. So some of these guys have an opportunity to get back. I'm sure when you have an illness, you want to keep a guy away from other players so they don't get sick. But yeah, I think it's something to keep an eye on with Nick missing practice. As you mentioned, he usually doesn't do that. I'm guessing he will try to be out there on Saturday.
Yeah, and if we start talking about irreplaceable players on this roster, you start with Myles Garrett, obviously, but Nick Chubb is certainly on that list as well. Another guy on that list is Amari Cooper. He's been really good this year. He's gunning for another 1,000-yard season, and he talked a little bit today about his connection with Deshaun Watson and Mary Kay. I think we really saw that against Baltimore, even as he deals with that core injury. He really had a good game, and we saw a little bit of what he can do with Deshaun in that game.
Yeah, we really did. And I think as we look at these two guys over the next 4 or 5 years, I think it's really going to be amazing to see what they can do together. I think they're going to bring out the best in each other. I actually think that a quarterback like Deshaun Watson can help turn Amari into a Hall of Fame player. He's already got 4 Pro Bowls. This will probably be his 5th 1,000-yard season, and you start to get yourself in the conversation for Hall of Fame that way. So it's something to watch.
And I also thought it was interesting, Amari today kind of indicated that he thinks there's more there, that what we've seen from him already in his career, it hasn't really completely been unlocked yet.
Yeah, and once again, when you do have a quarterback like Deshaun and you do have that consistency, you will really start to see some incredible things, not only with him, but with David Njoku. We talked to him yesterday about that, about being like Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, and I think he will elevate the play of all of the pass catchers.
And I think it was interesting that Amari just kind of came out and said that, yes, 1,000 yards matters to him. Some guys don't like to do that. Amari didn't mince words. He wants to get to 1,000 yards. He knows what that means.
Yeah, in watching Amari Cooper, I've really been so impressed with his ability. I mean, he does run routes better than anybody that I've seen come through these parts. He's one of the best receivers I've ever covered. He makes amazing catches, and he talks about being that route runner, and that's his nickname, the route runner. But in addition to that, he does make the spectacular catch. He does make the contested catch. So I think he's underrated, and I think his career will pop here.
Now, another thing that Amari talked about and also Deshaun Watson talked about today was that connection that Deshaun Watson has with Kevin Stefanski. I mean, look, the $230 million is a lot of the reason Deshaun is here, but also we shouldn't overlook what Kevin Stefanski means. And they met together, they went over that offense together. Kevin Stefanski is a big reason Deshaun is here.
Yeah, he really is. While media and fans have wanted to run Kevin Stefanski out of town this season, he's a major reason that Deshaun Watson is in town. So I think that's significant. Deshaun believes in him. He likes him. He believes the sky is the limit with Kevin Stefanski. And I think those two have only scratched the surface together.
Right. And the reality is Deshaun wasn't going to go somewhere where he didn't believe this offense could make him a better quarterback or allow him to reach that ceiling. And again, that Baltimore game, I think we started to see some of that with him taking some of the easy stuff that Kevin creates for you and him just looking more comfortable in this offense.
Yeah, I mean, you saw some of the no huddle. You're seeing some very creative plays. The lone touchdown in that game was a play in which Donovan Peoples-Jones motioned into the backfield out of a bunch formation, and it really caught the Ravens off guard, and that's a good defense. So I think you're going to see a lot of more things like that. I think that he is a play caller's dream, and they've only just begun.
All right, we will cover everything that happened today, everything leading up to Saturday's game, and of course the weather was a topic. It keeps getting a little bit colder and a little bit windier in that forecast for Saturday, so should be an interesting day at FirstEnergy Stadium. We'll cover it all at cleveland.com/Browns.